And what's up? We're on a part two of Cleanpin. Hope you enjoyed part one. Do check it out. But this is part two. And where we left you off, we talked about the releases. Got into SmackDown. Got into a little bit of AEW as well. Archer, Cody, that feud. Do want to continue with AEW news, just from Dynamite this past week. Man, I'll tell you one thing. If it's not evident, then it is absolutely... If it's not evident to you, let me tell you, let me make sure you kind of do take notice. Chris Jericho, GOAT. GOAT. Definitely the GOAT. This guy, once he's done wrestling, if he wants to be an announcer, natural. Even though he's a heel, he puts emphasis and he makes these wrestlers stars. Makes them credible. Just notice it the last couple of weeks, right? So you had just gold on commentary, and that's something that the WWE announcers should take notice. A lot of the times, I don't, like in the last couple of weeks, maybe because there's no crowd, I don't know, it throws them off their game. But these announcers are very monotone for the WWE. Like, they don't show enthusiasm. It's like kick, punch, kick, punch, kick, punch. Instead of some enthusiasm, some, like, look at that. Like Jericho, for example, when Marco Stunt going up against Exalted One Brody Lee. Now, he was a heel in Jericho on commentary. He was ragging on Marco Stunt, but then when Marco Stunt was putting in those moves, getting in some offense, one might argue that Marco Stunt was getting in too much offense on a guy like Brody Lee, that AEW is too generous. Nonetheless, that's really not the point I'm trying to bring up. Chris Jericho, during that match, puts over Marco Stunt. He's like, I'm still going to beat the guy, but, at least I'll take him a little bit more seriously now, after seeing what this guy did. So just something like that. Still staying true to being a heel in Jericho, but just that little phrase right there, I'm going to take him seriously. The first AEW champion. It's going to take him seriously. How about that? You're welcome, kid, right? You're welcome, kid. That's a line, and that's just little things like that. That's, very important. And Jericho on commentary has been absolutely brilliant. We've seen on AEW, we've seen the bubbly circle. I believe that's what it's called, the bubbly circle. Is that what they called it? The bubbly circle. You know, what we've seen this past week on the Bubbly Circle. Listen, they're, I don't know, they're trying to be entertaining. So I get that point of it, because this is a whole different kind of a different time. They're trying to put content out there to be as entertaining as possible. Being topical, trying to be topical as well. So I could appreciate what they're doing and putting that out there. But the inner circle, can we at least have the inner circle? They're being entertaining, they're being funny. Is a heel faction, how they're being built up as these nasty, dirty, rotten scoundrels. Should they be doing sketches where they're being funny? Should they be doing, should a heel group be doing comedy sketches? That's like this. This is what this feels like to me. A comedy sketch. For a team or for a group that's supposed to beat down people, that are doing comedy sketches, making people laugh. A heel is not supposed to make anyone laugh. This, you might argue, a heel, whatever they do, it's intentionally, on purpose. It's intentionally dull. That way they don't get cheered. It's too early. This group hasn't been around that long. It's too early to be doing comedy sketches for the Bubbly group or the Bubbly Circle, whatever it's called. There, that sketch on AEW Dynamite. Not a big fan of it. Not a big fan of it. Be honest with you, not a big fan of either of Aliester Black and Zelina Vega, you know, having a YouTube channel. You know, Aliester Black, supposed to be this, I don't know, they're painting him out to be like this version of Undertaker Part 2. Right? And Zelina Vega, who they are, I believe, a married couple, Aliester Black, Zelina Vega, are actually in a feud against each other on Raw. But, you know, here they are having a YouTube channel together. Now you might say, well, you know, you're saying, listen, kayfabe is dead. You know, with the internet, that's, you know, overreaction. Maybe I'm still from the from the old school, where I would like to be kept in suspense, be made to believe that it's actually the real case. Someone going up against each other on Raw, and then going to Michaels together. You know, just like Lana and Rusev were feuding, but they were together before. Fellow twins were feuding with each other. They were out drinking, taking, you know, pictures together, selfies, eating sandwiches. So listen, a different day and age. I get it. I do. I guess I have just a little bit more. Just want to be kept, I guess, in suspense. And I know if you look at WWE shows like Total Bellas, Divas, they all, already break their own thing. You see people that are feuding together, having mimosos. So even WWE does it, but I just want to be left in the dark, and I don't want to see that stuff. But listen, maybe I'm old-fashioned. Maybe it's a time where that doesn't even exist anymore, and it's just time to move on and accept it for what it's worth. But listen, like I seen guys like Moxley, right? You see certain wrestlers like Moxley who wore that eye patch forever. Wore it forever during that whole feud. When he didn't have eye surgery or anything like that, but you were made to believe that is the fact. Some people are really gonna, even in this day and age, try to protect the business, try to live the character. MJF. You ever interact with him on Twitter, or you follow him on Twitter, you get that impression. Like, you cannot decipher if this is the way the guy really is, or this is a character that he's playing. So, perfect example. That's a perfect example. And by the way, we're glad MJF will be back after dealing. I don't know if he's fully done, but he's rehabbing from a hangnail, which is good, which is good, and glad to see MJF back in an AEW ring very, very soon. The ratings have come out again for AEW and NXT. AEW won. They were in the 6s. I believe, it was close enough with the numbers, both in the 6s. AEW and NXT, both in the 6s. But you had Grocery Games doing right. I mean, like I was gonna say, and you have Grocery Games doing close to 1 million. With these ratings, people are going back and forth. Wrestling fans are going back and forth. AEW fans going up against WWE fans. The ratings are pitiful for both. Honestly. You tell me you guys are more interested in watching people put groceries in their bin? The problem is right now, there is no star. There is not that one person that makes you want to watch week in and week out. No one mesmerizing, no one grabbing you. No Stone Cold, no Rock. These guys don't exist. Not even 2 million. Not even 2 million people watched wrestling. It's pretty bad. And wrestling needs a star. They need a larger-than-life character that they could cling on to and that they want to watch week in and week out. It's not happening. And that's the problem. Ratings are pitiful for both. With wrestling being on a hiatus with this pandemic, Be interested to see what happens once everything is back to normal again. Will the people pop the ratings for wrestling because they've been missing actual wrestling in front of a live audience for quite some time? It'll be interesting to see what happens down the road. Another thing that's rumored is Lashley apparently, when Brock Lesnar does come back, it will be Lashley versus Brock. Building that up. What I worry about is it's considered a dream match for some. Gotta see how it pans out. I worry for Lashley. I worry for his promo. I hope he's able to find someone that could teach him good. He had. He still has Lana there with him. Looks like they're trying to phase out Lana from the Lashley character. But Lashley, to survive this feud against Lesnar, Lesnar is saved by Paul Heyman talking for him. You are going to need someone that could go toe-to-toe with Paul Heyman on the mic. So, it'll be interesting to see where this goes from here. Now, also for Cleanpin, before we go, I do wanted to bring up that you could check out my other channels, Smart Chat, from the Bleachers Sports Show, which are here, Tom Brand 1, actually, the GRES Show. Tom Brand 1 is the Twitter, and GRES as the third channel for your viewing pleasure. So, spent a good 45 minutes here. I hope all is well, guys. I look forward to speaking to you very, very soon.